the one with the sliders.
No,
So,
Can I tell you something so crazy?
Tell me.
You know what avoids me from actually tracking my mood? It's a slider. I want to be able to just click.
So this is better.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Good to know.
My ass is not sliding things. Also, it's not giving me much.
So my name is Daniel Rowe. The last 10 years, I've been a content creator. I've been working with fitness and wellness industries. 400 plus clients. And then today we have a discussion about AI content, and we have Gabby, one of my clients. She's the boss.
I'm not
pretty much. She's pretty much, she will say, okay, this is what we need to film. This is when we need to take photos.
Be available
She has
now.
a full marketing agency working for her.
I do.
One employee and everybody's AI employee, pretty much.
I have one reel that's really doing well. Right? And I remember I was like, oh my
Yeah,
God.
I saw it. But once you see the whole thing.
Honestly, I need to, the Ariana Grande one, I need to make another post because Ariana just announced that she's taking time off from the public. So I need to make another reel following up to that, being like, hey guys, remember my last reel where most of you guys agreed with me and then a bunch of you were attacking me? I got attacked in my freaking DMs.
Right.
And I told this woman off. I said, it's Sunday. I go, don't come into my DMs and yell at me on a Sunday. And she was like, you're not even a professional in this space. And she's like, a PhD. I'm like, I am. And she's like, you're telling people that only trauma causes eating disorders. I go, no. Why don't you just listen to it? And I'm like, I'm not arguing with a stranger who just yelled at me in my DMs. So now I have to make a follow-up one to that because that is popping off. And I've gotten like 100 followers in the past 24 hours from it. So now I need to make a follow-up reel today and post it today. Like, hi, all of this body shaming Ariana Grande has forced her like out of her career right now and taking a back seat. So why don't we leave celebrities alone and stop body shaming women? Because look at the response, and people are going to attack me.
Right.
People are attacking me on TikTok.
But that's exactly what you want.
That's exactly what you want. The men on my TikTok.
That's exactly. I can read. I have an opinion.
On what
I feel like no. What I feel is there is, because what happens is, so some of the men, you need to understand that for us, for example, from what I understand, what you were saying when you posted, right? Okay.
Do you even know what happened to me? I didn't even tell the story.
So what happened is somebody basically called you.
No, here's what happened.
Okay, tell the story.
I'm walking down the street in New York City, in Williamsburg, Brooklyn. We're leaving. It's like 11 o'clock, almost midnight. And we went out to dinner. We went to a club. We danced, and then on our way, we went to a bar, like a hotel lobby, which was actually my favorite part because it was quiet, chill, and we were just hanging out. And then we were walking back to my car, and like everyone was drunk outside, and there was like a big group of people on a street corner, and there were 2 cops. And there was this guy from the UK. Of course, you have to be from the freaking UK.
Okay.
White boy, 6 foot whatever, from the UK, going up to all the cops and giving them hugs, right? And so he like hugs a cop, and I'm right there. I go, oh, that's so cute. I don't know if I said that's so cute or whatever. I go, where's my hug? And he looks me dead in the eye. I was just joking. I go, where's my hug? And he looks me dead in the eye, and he goes, nothing for you, you fucking cunt.
Okay.
I go, excuse me? I go, don't you dare ever call a woman that, ever. He goes, like he said, it was like basically he told me, fuck you.
Right.
And then he went up to my Becky's boyfriend and went up to him. We were in a group together and like started giving him dabs and a hug.
Right.
And I'm like, there's a podcaster. Her name is Tinks. You've probably heard of Tinks before.
Yes.
And Tinks stated on her podcast that she thinks 80% of men are gay. That was the gayest thing ever.
Okay.
Loved gays. But like that was a straight man who ignores a woman who was just like, oh, like, where's my hug? Okay. Like, as a joking, he was just like, nothing for you, you fucking cunt. And then when I told him, do you dare ever call a woman that again, I don't care what he does, he goes, oh, fuck you.
Okay, so that's the context.
That's the context.
That's the context.
Yes.
Excuse
me? Did I do anything so wrong that warranted?
No.
That warranted
that
kind of language towards me.
Right. So, no, definitely you didn't, but that's the context that probably most people don't have.
Yeah.
Because of the way
but I think even if
it was just the packaging. So your post is not giving that context. But now we have the context.
But I wrote an unprovoked male, right? Where I'm saying, so of course all the guys like,
of course, yeah.
Well, what did you do? You deserve it. Well, other men should stand up for you. I go, yeah.
Right.
If another man was standing there and heard.
So you were expecting other guys.
I wasn't expecting. That was just me.
Okay, that's
that was
important.
That was a little clickbaity.
Okay.
That was a little rage baity.
Correct. There you go.
That was a little rage baity.
Correct.
Right?
Correct.
I wasn't
That's what I was thinking. I was thinking that you were
part was
probably
a little rage baiting, not gonna
Okay.
lie.
Okay.
But still, it's like then the comments are like, well, what did you do? You should stay single forever. I go, well, yeah, you guys have nothing to offer me. What the fuck do you have to offer me?
right.
Look at your little profile picture. You look like you live in your mom's basement.
Right.
Or you live in someone like, ew. Ew.
So going back to that post, because we're going to have it somewhere in the screen to get back to the context.
Yeah.
So what was the message that you wanted to send? I know that you were kind of like going with a little clickbait.
So
What was the
really,
message?
The message of that post was to share that, misogyny is alive and well, and that girls will just randomly get called names by men on the street, that men have no respect for women. Misogyny is alive and well. Men really don't care about women. Men really don't like women deep at their core. Deep at their core, majority, not all men, but a lot of men who live in this misogynistic, like Andrew Tate kind of fucking world.
Correct.
Don't like women, and I'm cursing a lot because I'm angry about this.
Yeah, it's okay.
I'm emotional.
Yeah.
Okay,
so that's the part of the manosphere.
Yes, that's the word I was going to use. It's like the manosphere. And when I realized he was from the UK and he said that to me, I go, this all makes perfect sense.
Correct. 100%.
Because like a lot of that is in the UK. Now,
and we're not saying that everybody, for our friends that are watching in the UK, just, not everybody's like that.
Not everybody.
Don't come out of the comments and just like.
Don't come at us. But at the same time, like, we look at what just happened in the World Cup, right? When England lost, I forgot exactly what the increase of domestic violence towards women. Okay. That in major sporting events, it is very well established in the UK, when a major sporting event happens, domestic violence towards women increase.
Interesting. Okay.
Because men get angry at sports. They get, I don't know what it's like here, like during football season. Right? But like men get angry, and women are so emotional. Please. You guys beat the crap out of opposite sex when a team loses.
Right. So that's interesting.
Not all men, like whatever. Like there's a lot of context to it. There's a lot of context to it, and it's not, we can't make generalizations, and I don't want to make a generalization, and then people are like, oh, you're making generalizations because on the internet, you make one tiny little thing, everyone's like, you're making generalizations. I go, yes, but like, we're talking about things that are problematic.
Okay.
It's not the majority.
Right.
But like having that experience was just like, that was disgusting. And it's probably not the first experience I've had. I've definitely had other experiences I can't bring up to the forefront of my mind right now. Right. I love that I'm doing my makeup while we do this.
That's the point of this.
That's the whole point of this.
So, no, going back to us just giving a little bit of, just talking or speaking on behalf of the men. Okay. I feel that but now that we have the context, but for men, it's scary, like even if they, because I know that probably some men there's a lot of women out there that are just faking things, right? Especially for like pose, just to get clout and attention, right? And it's scary. So a man doesn't know, like for example, if like let's say somebody will like not what's the word that I'm looking here? Like if I was in that situation and then you were called like that, and in my head I will go, if I say something, can I get in trouble? Does this guy is going to act violently, against me? So those are the thoughts that may come in my head, right? So that's kind of what I feel like. It's also, there's a lot of women out there that are just kind of like going for the clout. And it's like, that's kind of what's part of it. It's scary for us men to like, what we do in those cases.
Right. So I agree. And I made that post and I kind of put that as a rage baiting with like, even if my friend's boyfriend realized what happened at the moment, I would still be like, don't even say anything. Don't get involved. Don't do that. The cops are right there. This guy's clearly very drunk. And the fact that he was able to be verbally violent to a woman on a street corner, what is he going to do face to face with another man who's trying to call him out for that? Like, even if I had a man with me right there who was my significant other and heard that, I'd be like, do not touch this guy.
Correct.
Don't touch him. Don't get violent with him. But like, that's the other sad part too, where like I would have loved for someone who heard that step in and be like, don't call her that. But at the same time, this guy is clearly, if you're going to be that verbally abusive to a woman to her face that you don't even know, how else are you going to be abusive?
Correct. So that is the point that you're making too. So that will be an example. Totally. Okay, so now we get context. We got some good context for that post. Now we're gonna have it on the screen, and if you have any
question.
Comments or questions. But
Listen,
if you
like-
want to keep the conversation,
like
I guess
here-
just go in the comments.
All right, here's the thing too. In social media, and everyone knows this, and maybe some people don't realize it as you consume social media, is that you do have to be a little rage baity. You do have to be controversial to like make a point, or funny. Like there needs to be like to just be like, here are the facts about ADHD. Like no, you got to be a little wild and
Because people will react with
tell
with
stories,
their
right? But
opinion.
like, my stories are generally not tame.
Okay, cool.
My stories are generally.
That's good to know. Tell them that you're a good person.
I'm a great person, and I stand up. Like if I wasn't really drunk at all, but if someone said that to my friend, like someone, let's just say it was to me, so I was just like, don't you dare ever call a woman that, right? And I'm not gonna like go and fight. I was like, I just told him he was disgusting. Don't you dare ever call a woman that again. Let's say he said that to my friend Becky. Oh, and I had like, and I had like 4 tequilas and not 1 or 2.
Okay.
That might have been bad, or at least 10 years ago, that might have been bad. Nowadays, I'd be like, I got 2 kids at home. Tell this man he's disgusting and walk away.
Right. I think he was probably drunk, but that was a good conversation in there. So now we have content, like literally your whole. This could be your makeup tutorial as well, right? Basically.
Doing my makeup in my cell phone.
Right. It was like a makeup
Classic.
tutorial. I'm
Classic.
going to. So that was great. We have some content. Anything else you want to mention before we go to basically? We go to the right because this is the part that I'm super excited.
Okay.
Let me just go back. We're gonna set the screen. The good thing about this is I have let me see why is I'm not switching. And I gotta go stop mirroring, and I gotta go back to home. The only thing I don't like about this TV, and I knew because it was a Fire TV, obviously, it's like it starts in here. So I want to be able to customize it, if that makes sense. You know, so
You can customize the like.
you have to hack it. Like I know it's like
Oh.
you have to hack like literally like.
Right.
But I mean, we'll be able to do that at some point. Oh, there we go.
There we go.
There we go. I have a bunch of AI in place. And the reason of this conversation is because we work on basically your website. Mm-hmm. We have a tracker coming,
I know.
which is an app, right?
Like work on that.
We have, what else have we got? You have your own podcast.
Yes.
What else do? We do a lot of good things.
We do a lot of great things.
So the most difficult part of this conversation is that I need to learn how to help you with ADHD. You know,
I took my meds.
you took your meds. So the first thing that I want to do is, because the audience may not be familiar, you explain really quickly ADHD, and then so.
You want me to explain that quickly?
Quickly, yes. We're not going to be talking like an hour.
You're asking the wrong question.
I know.
So okay, so let's condense it.
Condensing, that's what I mean.
Okay,
Condense
so
it.
ADHD is attention deficit hyperactivity disorder.
Okay.
Right? It's broken up into 2 different subsects, right, of ADHD. You have hyperactive, you have inattentive ADHD, and then you have a mix of hyperactive and inattentive. I am a mix of both, right? So when we look at ADHD, we classically think of young boys running around, not listening,
100%.
being,
That's what I thought.
being crazy, right?
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Like being unruly, being, what's the word I'm looking for? Like being oppositional in a way, right? We think of that, right? You can't focus on your work. You can't, sit down when ADHD actually has a whole host of symptoms. And how I can briefly explain ADHD, it is, we call it neurodivergent. We have a brain that is built differently and runs differently than people who are neurotypical. And how that is that our brain doesn't use dopamine the way that your brain might use dopamine. And dopamine is really important for motivation. It's important for
100%,
focus.
yep.
It's important for mood regulation, right? So is serotonin. And so in individuals with ADHD, we don't use dopamine correctly. That's just a basic term, right? My science geeks, don't come at me, right?
Don't come out now yet.
We're not using it the same way your brain is using it. And so we don't have as much, and then we are also don't use it well. So we need dopamine. So we are given medications to help increase dopamine, which will help with motivation, will help with focus, and will help with what people don't really realize is nervous system, and emotional regulation, right?
Okay.
And so my journey of understanding my ADHD is really realizing I have a brain that is, it's not broken, but it's not working the way that it needs to work to function in this world. And it can lead to things like anxiety, depression, self-doubt, right?
And a bunch of other things.
Poor self-esteem, because the way that we act and function in this world is not usually seen as acceptable. So for me, my ADHD is I'm inattentive, I'm hyperactive, I'm emotionally dysregulated.
Right.
And I had to learn that like almost like the hard way, which is pretty much everyone with ADHD learns the hard way. So to give a really simple example of an ADHD brain and to condense it, I want to say it's like you have a browser open and there's 50 tabs open and you're trying to click on each tab. And once you open one tab, you want to go to the next tab and you're trying to hit all the tabs at once, but you can't. An ADHD specialist, I forgot his name, he explained it like this. You know those pens that have all the colors that you press down,
Love
right?
those.
Yeah, an ADHD brain is trying to press down all colors at the same time and nothing is coming through. So you have all these thoughts and all these things that you want to do and you're trying to do them. Your brain is trying to filter them and figure them out all at once, but you can't. You can only click one color at a time. So we're trying to click all the colors at the same time, be like, but I want to color with everything all at one time. So our brains have a really hard time, like task prioritizing, timing, figuring out what to do next, which is why I text you sometime like, Daniel, just tell me what I need to do today.
Right.
Or I go into ChatGPT. I was like, you know me very well. Give me
I seen you doing that.
one or two things that I need to do today. Right. That's it. Just give me one or two things. And they know, ChatGPT is a person.
Of course.
Knows that I have ADHD. So, there's a lot more to it, but
that's the thing. And then I'm glad that you explained it. And I'll say like 60 seconds. I'm going to put a timer next time because I want like a lot. It doesn't matter. I'm just kidding. Sorry, guys. But then, so that's the part that I needed to understand so that so when I'm helping you with everything that we do with the content and the marketing, then it makes sense. How can I help you with this that we're going to talk about in a second so that it's easier for you and I'm not just overwhelming you with a bunch of things.
Yes.
Because I notice, right, I send you, okay, I need this, and I never get them done.
But if
right?
you give me one thing.
But if I give you one thing, and then I'll say, okay. But my brain works in a different way because I work more as I don't know if every guy thinks this way, but I'm very like, okay, everything has to be efficient, productivity, right, fast. So I'm very like, I can multitask, no problem. Right. And then so when I have even like any clients, I'm not talking just about you. So what happens is I expect from them to be fast too. If I need something from them, that's something that I learned through years, like making mistakes, right? And then understanding myself and being self-aware. But don't want to spend a lot of time on that. So I'm super excited about this because we finally sit down and we have a conversation and then you're going to start seeing things that are happening in your brand. And this is the real
I don't
proof
even know about.
that you don't even know, and they're happening in there. So the first thing that I want to talk, and just so that you know, because this is kind of what I tried to understand, right? So I created a little, and you see how it is in your brand, like everything has your colors in your brand. Like this is exactly what I need to go through. So this is my deck. Like look at all the stuff that it's in here. Now, I built one of these presentations that is specifically for you, and it's totally different. So that's the fun part. So let me just see, and like if I have it in here, where is it? So and then I'll introduce you. So I always talk about Sofia. Sofia is my AI assistant, and I want to show you. This is kind of how she looks, basically on the back. Let me just get it over here. This is you, and then we're gonna build deck. I'm going to put this one down.
That's all code.
And this is pretty much how Sofia looks in the back, pretty much. And this is, wait, this is me. This is the one that I was doing the presentation.
I literally just saw the word gutter and I'm just like, why is the word gutter in there?
Yeah, hold on. And this one, where is your session? So I created a deck that is just you. Let me see if I can find it. Hold on, I'm just going to ask it. Where is Gabby's? So I created one that is helping us go through the whole
It's
thing.
marinating.
It's marinated. Yeah, it's using words like that: marinating, frolicking, thinking, cooking, unfurling. Yes. That's like, it's funny. Let me see. I think it's yep. So that I want you to go. It's like, okay, hold on. Let me open it because I don't want to open.
I'm dying that you have like the.
You see? So this is what happens in the back. Look, this is the code. So that you see. That's what AI is helping me a ton. So I don't have to write all this code. Usually, sometimes I'm not a full-time developer, even though I do have a degree as an IT developer. That's what, and I always hated it. And now I just like, it helped me so much, right? But I hate that. Like I just, but right now what's happening is AI is helping me write all this code fast. So I don't have to write it, or we will not write it. What we'll use is basically, like predefined blocks that help us, speed up. But now it's AI. It's just amazing. Let me just open it in here really quick. I need to open this one on, hold on. There it is. So that's kind of what I want you to see. You see, it's condensed for you.
Oh my God, this is so like, it's like for a kid. It's like for a little kid.
Pretty much, right? So that's kind of what I wanted to show you, so that it looks totally different, right? And then basically my my brain, the way it works, it's with this, like this, with all that information. And I can totally read it, scan it, and I have no problem, right? So, and then I just wanted to show you that really quick. But the first thing that we're going to talk about today, and I think is the most important thing, is, and you were already talking about that post for Ariana, Grande, that you meant that went actually viral. I think that went viral.
It is.
And I'm going to explain to you why.
It's like going even more viral.
Correct. And it's just going to keep...
It's actually insane.
It's going to keep going and going and going.
It's actually really annoying.
It's annoying? How so?
Because it's like, I want my other content to go.
So you want the other content.
You have to be a little controversial.
Okay.
But I have to make my other post about it, but we will.
Okay, we'll do. Let me just put this.
That shoe off the screen.
Look, and let me just. I'm going to do no camera. Yeah. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna start recording the whole display. So what I'm doing is I'm gonna record the screen because I'm gonna use that as in the podcast as like, okay, and it's just hold on, allow, and I think it's recording. Yeah. So we're recording. So we're gonna go to really quick to your. The funny thing is, like, this podcast, it's going to take a little bit, and then you're like, so this is how my, there you are. I have you right there. Perfect. So we're going to show on screen basically the post, right, obviously. And then we're going to, and it's doing pretty well.
Yeah.
Pretty well right now. It's sitting, I believe, at something like 100,000K views.
Go to the Reels tab. It'll show you.
I think it's like really.
It should say it.
Right? It's going, yep.
143.
143. So it's going to start going up and up because more people. It
literally just exploded over the past.
Exploded, which is great.
It's been doing well, but that post literally exploded even more over the past, I would say, 48 hours.
48 hours.
Leading up to this big announcement of like Ariana's going to take time off.
Right.
Because her tour is on and everything, and now she just announced taking out. That's why I have to hop on today.
Correct.
And record another one.
So that's very important. But then I want to show you really quick. So this is Gabby HQ basically. So this is everything that is controlling Sofia. I call Sofia the AI assistant, but this is everything controlling in your website. So your website is controlling your leads. The fuel audits are the ones that are coming from your website. Stories. The stories section is for anybody who's giving you a review. Remember the link that we sent for the reviews? So they come in here. We have the tracker. This is the app that we're creating. We have the subscribers. These are just newsletter. Super excited. And this is the newsletter. Okay. I don't know if you check, but I send you an email of the newsletter.
Yeah, your picture's on it. I meant to tell you that.
My picture?
When I get the email, it's your picture.
Oh, it's because it was sent because of my email. It's just a test.
Okay.
It's going to come with your picture. Yes, okay. That's a good catch. Then we have all the content, right, that is being posted. So you're posting right now to LinkedIn, Instagram, YouTube Shorts. You post LinkedIn video, you post it on Twitter.
Running low mean?
What it means is, like, for example, like it's telling me that I only have 3 text posts for LinkedIn.
Okay.
So it's giving me a sign and say, okay, you should plan for the next ones because I'm running out low. Like I need to do more.
What's feeding that?
That's a good question, and we're going there. So every time you create a podcast, remember the first time that we did a video, like the first time that we shoot something content related in your office?
Oh my God.
And I ask you all these questions about your business, your clients, your offers. So that is what I call the brand DNA. So the first thing that I do with our clients, I do a brand DNA. So basically it's asking, super simple, it's 3 things. Who's your client? What are your offers? Right? And then what is that you offer? 3 things. And then that's coming from there in every podcast that you have created. So what the AI does, it takes all these things and create this knowledge base, right? And then it starts like, okay, I can do, and then I just tell them, okay, I need a newsletter. I need an Instagram post. I need a YouTube short. Everything can be automated, but you love Instagram, so we want to be intentional with Instagram, and you want to be so which is totally fine. I'm not saying it's fine, but then we're building other platforms, and the goal is to build YouTube, and YouTube because YouTube obviously pays you money. You can build a totally full dependent, like if you want to quit one day your job because YouTube is doing so well.
That'd be fabulous. Right?
And then that's just an example, right? So that's what a platform that we want to build. We want to build other platforms, right? So going back to Instagram, because there's a lot of things in here that are happening, right? We're going to go really quick to, this is one thing that I built from your reels that I'm hoping, well, we're going to get feedback from you, but it's going to tell you what happens when something goes viral. And it's going to tell you, you need to do more of this and why.
Right.
Right. So in the case of Ariana Grande. So for example, I want to explain something really quick here in this chart right here. Okay? That you see right here. You see this little line in the middle?
Yeah.
So that line in the middle is the amount of followers that you have, your audience, right? So every time the bar goes more than that little line, it means that you're reaching to people that they don't know you yet.
Right.
So what that means is you need to do more of the stuff that is reaching other people. That's what's called reach. The metric reach, that's one of my favorite metrics in Instagram. Instead of the views. So I don't, it's not that I hate views, but the views again is just a metric that Instagram uses to keep you on the app. Because if you're like, oh, they want you to stay more on the app, so you see the views and then you're like, oh, I want to create more content that produces more. But in the reality, what you want to do is you want to create content that reaches people that don't know you.
I know.
The more you do that, you're going to get more followers. If the goal is to get more followers.
Right.
So in this case, this report is telling you, Gabby, you create content on all these topics. The ones that are going to give you more followers are these 3. So you see, like Ariana is an example, body image and diet culture.
Right.
And it's not in here, and this bar probably is going to go up a little bit more the next time I refresh this.
Yeah.
Because of Ariana, it's like going up. So, for example, when you talk about ADHD and hormones, you see?
Yeah, it doesn't really go that well.
This is on Instagram, of course.
Right.
This is on Instagram, right? So just when you talk about motherhood, mom life,
I really don't
okay,
talk about that so much.
right? So you see supplements. So these 3 things.
I'll tell you something about the running and the training. A lot of why that does well is a lot of the posts that I've made are like the more, like the style of it of like I'm running and I'm holding my phone, or it's like me and my body.
Correct.
That's like, because I know what posts, besides that dancing one, which is just like also just like cute, funny, not really selling anything. It's not. But like I've had other posts where I was like, it's me running and it's like 30 grams of carbs or 50 grams of carbs for a run. That post did well. It wasn't like tens of thousands, but it did well for me.
Correct. And the reason why this is important, because again, remember when you were going to get hired for these, it was a running brand or no?
It's like a wearable.
Like a wearable, right? So if they know that if I send them this, it's for them, it's like, hey, wait. You know, it's like instead of just showing, no, it will be for them another reason to hire you instead of someone else, because I'm telling them, okay, my content reaches people that don't follow you, right? That is important, right? Because then that means the more people I can reach that are not in my audience or my followers, that means that I have more potential to make more money or generate more money. That's just a thesis, right? So, and if you go back in here, this report is telling you, right? Okay. So running and training. So what's going to happen is going to give you 3 things that you can do to help that. Right. So for example, if you're a runner, so it's going to suggest for you, oh, I made this one. You can do 3 things that will help that topic. If you go to eating disorders, right, you see that Ariana is in there, but it's gonna the next time I refresh this, it's gonna go bigger because right. So I'm gonna make it bigger. Yep. So you see, so it's giving you 3 little things. My goal with this is that you can see at the end of the month, okay, you can see, okay, little topics, and again, this is up to you, right? It's just a suggestion, and then you can say, I'm gonna do. If you want to do a post about body image and diet culture, then you pick one of those as an idea.
Okay.
As an idea, right? Okay, or as a, like for your ADHD, okay, this is something that you can do, you know, because ChatGPT will hallucinate. The reason when I say hallucinate is like it will take anything, right? Because you're not forcing ChatGPT to think just Gabby. What Sofia is doing is just Gabby, her business, ADHD, you know, everything that is around. So it's thinking in that circle, right? ChatGPT can think about anything else.
ChatGPT also just wants to make you happy.
And it just wants to make you happy. Sofia probably is going to
put. Oh, you're right.
Yeah, Sofia is probably going to push you a little bit more. Okay, just that's just an example of something that we built, and then it's explaining here. This is very important. Do you understand, right? So, hold on, where is it? Yes. So if you reach more than your number of accounts, it finds people that don't follow you, right?
Right.
When saves mean that people, they are saving that
because they want to come back.
They want to come back to it, right? So that it's giving me, Daniel, a signal that I should do a full YouTube video or a newsletter about that. That's an example of where I go, oh, okay, someone saved this, then I can make a YouTube video about that.
So do we need to make a YouTube video about Ariana Grande?
For example, right? For example, just to give an example, right?
We do need to make a longer form and then a shorter form one.
Yes.
Especially with everything that just
going back really quick to Gabby right here, that's kind of what I want to show you. Let me see, where was it? It was in, where was it? I want to show you that. Give me 1 second. It was in the insights. Because we have so much in here. Yes, it was in the insights. Look. So this is what it's really doing, but it's simplifying it for you, right? So when you see here, this is kind of what I wanted to show you. Saves mean reference materials, so make longer form. Anything that has a lot of saves and shares, we need to make long form, right? And then this is ranking the content by topic, but I can see it by reel. Does that make sense?
Right.
Right, so in this case, and we're going to go to YouTube really quick, to your YouTube right now, because that's when I posted. So right now you asked me, you told me, you sent me a DM and I said, oh, should I post the reels on YouTube? Right, and then I told you, but I'm going to do that, don't worry, because if I ask you, so that's what it's doing right now.
Do anything, you'll send it to me in 20.
No, I have to, like
Christmas of 2027.
That's pretty much what I said, yeah. But it's, the reason is like, I will overwhelm you with a lot of things.
Why isn't TikTok on here?
Because I didn't add it. That's the only reason.
Okay.
Not because it's like I didn't want to do it. It's just I didn't add it. Like I feel like that's a platform that I feel like that eventually we're just going to start like figuring it out. I wanted to like a different, but that's the only reason.
All right. Whatever you want.
Really quick, we're going to go to your page, right? So this is your YouTube channel, looking amazing. So if you see the Ariana Grande is right there.
Yeah.
And as expected, it's getting some heat, right? Some views, right? You see? This one did pretty well, which is, again, that's just... So you see how it's like platforms are different?
I know.
Right?
Even that one, that Vegas nerve one.
Right. So, and then what happens is when we go to the Ariana Grande, right? So it's going to take us a little bit. And then hold on 1 second. I want to show the comments. We got comments. And that's a good signal, right? When somebody's commenting on that, because then it means it's telling us it did well on Instagram, okay? Right. So people are leaving comments, so they have an opinion. So if you create a follow-up of that, it's going to do the same thing.
Yeah.
Right. And again, right, sometimes YouTube Shorts is totally different, right? The amount of content is totally different platform. So don't judge, like the amount of views in here actually is good. Like I feel like 162 views is very good.
I know.
Right, so you're getting comments also, like there was another, if we go here, I'll show you really quick. And YouTube is a little different. So you go to the YouTube studio, right? This is where like you have all like basically what Instagram is giving you, right? So if I go to community, which is similar, right, to what you see on Instagram, this is where you can make posts. So you see like, this is me obviously giving the comments.
Cute trainer.
Cute trainer, there you go. But if you see there's like, there were comments on here.
Oh, these are
This
old.
is an old one, right?
These are old.
This one, hold on, where is the one that I always like, there was a comment, I don't see it.
I know what you mean. Like there were other comments on the ADHD one.
Let me see. Let me try to find them really quick. But I sent you those.
Unresponded, because unresponded.
Yes.
Unclick that because
Yeah,
I
let me see.
responded to
Yep.
them.
Mm-hmm.
There they are.
There you go. Right? There you go. You see?
'Cause-
Yep. Oh, this was like interesting. I replied.
I get emails, by the way. I get emails all the time.
You're going to get them, right?
So that one,
Yeah, this is
I
an
responded
example.
to it, and I responded to that one.
So you see how like, so this is an example of like ideas, right? That means that if you talk about what they're saying, right, we're probably going to get like more views and more likes, right? So this is a good sign. And then we've been posting on YouTube for like a month.
Right. But
So
like,
that's
not
a
even-
very good
there's
sign.
There's not even tons of it. You know what I mean?
So now what happens is, that's the other part that I wanted to show you. So what happens is Sofia, or your AI agent, what it's doing is posting shorts twice a day. It's posting your reels, and it's posting like trims of your podcast videos. So, and then it's going to start doing, so Sofia's picking up the best reels that are performing well, and it's going to post in the shorts. And then so we get more data, right? So, and the goal again is to get, obviously, we're going to go back to earning here, basically. You see how it is going up, right?
You need 500 subscribers.
Right, yeah. And right now, the one that we are like storing a little bit, this one's just, it's just hard. You know, we need to increase that watch time, right? And there's two ways to do that. Obviously, we can do it with the long form videos, or we can do it with the shorts. With the shorts, it's hard, you know, but I mean, you see right in here, it's telling 3 million views. That's a lot. That's just crazy.
It's insane.
That's crazy. But there's ways. So that's what I, like a quick update on your YouTube, which is great. Right, and then I'm going to give you a quick update on what's happening on LinkedIn, which I believe is a great platform. What I mean by that is like the attention here is cheap, so nobody's really paying a lot of attention in here, like people. But what happens is if you post something, it gets a lot of attention, right? A lot of like people, they start seeing it. So what happens right now, it's like in your profile, it's posting these clips, these videos, right?
Right.
Automatically. From your podcast, right? And very few people are doing this, right? So this brings more attention, right? This is going to start picking up, and then people are going to start thinking, okay, and this is LinkedIn, so it's like you're the professional there, right? So it's going to like put you as right? Again, that's the whole idea of this, and this is what I love this, because everything is coming from the podcast. That's what I keep saying, people. Let's start a podcast. I tell people, like I tell, like you see me,
I told
Rebecca.
everyone,
Rebecca,
why are you
start
doing
a
a podcast? Why are you doing a podcast? I'm like, because why am I going to pay for SEO? A podcast is SEO. It's the best. It's not just someone paying someone to have my website show up first on Google.
Correct.
That's a waste of money.
Right.
That's a waste of resources, because I did that and it got me nowhere. And I was just like, I'm going to start my podcast back up, because I like talking. It's something I enjoy doing, and I don't do things I don't enjoy doing. I mean, you have to do some things you don't enjoy doing, but this is the ADHD brain. I can't do things I don't enjoy doing. It just would kill me. And I like this, and I'm like, well, I read somewhere that if someone with ADHD can monetize the things that they enjoy doing, you could become a millionaire.
Oh, that's good to know.
No. It's like if you have ADHD, you can monetize the
Right.
thing that you're really good at, which is what I'm doing. Trying to monetize what I'm good at, you could be really successful, because when you enjoy something and you do something you like, when you have ADHD, you just hyper focus because you don't want to do anything else.
Correct.
You think I want to sit behind a computer and take notes in a hospital
100%.
as a dietitian? Absolutely not. You think I want to talk all day about things that are important? Absolutely.
Right. And then bring in a bunch of guests.
Yes.
Right, and a bunch of people have the podcast. And you're pretty good at the podcast, which is, I always tell people that are really good on a podcast,
Just keep doing it.
just talk. And that's a strategy. As you can see now, it's feeding everything else, right? And that's a personal brand. I believe that's the starting point should be like, hey, do a podcast, and it doesn't necessarily has to be with all this, right?
Right.
You know how we started, and then it was in your office.
Right.
And then that's a good start, right? So it feeds everything else and it starts growing. I can't wait to see what's going to happen here in 6 months, a year, 2 years. It's going to be insane, right? And then it's happening. The same thing is happening on X.
I think part of my thing was I always was like, oh, this takes a long time. Like, yeah, it takes a long time.
You see? And it's happening also on X. The reason what we want to see also this on, and that's what I mentioned this to you really quick, is like now SEO has changed. It's called AI SEO, pretty much. AGO. I believe that's the correct term, yeah. So what happens is now there's like these language models are crawling the internet. So when they find these things on Twitter, and they find the things on LinkedIn, on YouTube, you're gonna, remember I told you, like in a month, you're gonna start showing up on ChatGPT when people search for like ADHD or like things like what you're talking on the podcast, you're gonna start coming out.
Right.
And then it's, right now, it's interesting, but people are not really using Google as much. So we used to use Google, hey, I need, this store, I need a nutritionist here,
So
best
funny.
pizza. Now it's happening. It's going to start happening on language models in ChatGPT.
It's so funny because like sometimes I go to Google and I start typing things in. I start searching. I go, why didn't I just go to ChatGPT for this?
Right. So we are like years ahead. We're taking the steps ahead so that like when it's like a big thing,
Right.
you're going to be there first, and everybody's going to start competing, and you're going to be like, oh, I'm there. Hello, right? Oh. And then we're going to go really quick to your website because I don't want to lose
Which
you.
is very cool.
So the website's coming. There's a bunch of things that are coming in here. One of the main updates that we did is we changed your offer. Remember the 30-day promise?
Yeah.
So we're not giving anything away for free.
Sorry.
Sorry, guys.
Nothing is free.
And the other thing that we did is like now the reviews that we were collecting, now they're popping in here.
Awesome. I'll get people to leave a couple more.
Right. So for everybody who's watching, so what's happening is Gabby sends a link. We created this AI agent as part of Sofia's, so people can leave basically
A review.
a
A
review.
video or a.
They have the option voice or video. My theory was like people, like if I ask them, can you do a video? They're gonna start the light, the makeup, everything, right? So I say, you know
also,
what?
I know a
Let's do
lot of my
voice note.
clients are not getting on a video.
Right. So see how it's working a little bit better, like the voice notes, and it's asking 3 questions. So what Sofia does is like it will kind of like make a review, like a cut, like an edit, and it will post it in here.
Love.
Right, that's kind of what it's going right now, right? And then we have all the other things that are happening here, which is great. This is amazing. How are we feeling about this?
Really good.
Really good. And then one thing that I wanted to show you really quick, it's obviously we need to do, we talk about your newsletter, right? It's not going to come with my picture. That was a test. That was a test. That was a test. Let me see. Yep. I think it's the last one. Let me see. 3 days ago. 846. Yep. This one. Right? So it's creating a little.
So good.
This is like a little, it's animated GIF from the podcast. So it brings attention immediately, right? Oh, I want to see what it is, right? Then these are like I call it, I was just like, what will Gabby give 2 tips for people to use that week, right? And then we have the tracker that is coming soon. And then this newsletter is going to go once every 2 weeks.
Okay.
It's going to pick your best Instagram posts.
Okay.
And it's going to add it in there.
Okay, cool.
Oh, those are my photos, by the way.
Those are his photos.
Those
They're
are my
so
photos.
good.
Right.
That was so good, by the way.
Yeah, those are cool. This is like a full marketing agency. So that's happening on the back, right? Too. People are gonna start receiving this. So that's another way for you to monetize. The reason why we want to monetize an email list is because if for any reason there's no social media one day, for anyone that will be strange.
That'd be strange.
But let's say Instagram is gone, right? So you still have your subscribers, like your email, the people like reading.
How do we grow the list?
The list is like we ask people basically. We ask people, right? So it's like that's part of what it is, right?
Is there a link that we could put in for
Yes.
people to just sign up? Okay.
Right. So it's like these are things that we do, for example, on your Instagram, on the stories, right? Like once in a while, maybe once a week, we ask, can you leave a review? Can you subscribe to the newsletter? Can you follow us on YouTube? Can you follow us on LinkedIn? Can you follow us on Spotify? Right. So we do it like not like constantly, because people then think, oh, he's just trying to sell me something, right?
Right.
And
I mean, yes.
And yes, we're trying, definitely. And then really quick, we're gonna go to your Spotify. So everything's happening in your Spotify now as well, right?
You have access.
Right.
Go home.
Right.
Okay,
So
there we go.
there we go. So you have 2 podcasts. We need to, obviously this one, which is fine. We're going to leave it in there just because it's been there for a long time.
Yeah.
Right. But this is your current podcast, right? So it's coming. It's going to start growing. Don't worry about that.
I'm not worried about that.
Right. It's going to take some time. Spotify is
Also,
different.
literally just put them up on Spotify. Like,
Right.
look at it, the 31st.
And for those of you who don't know, you can upload video to Spotify. So that's great. So it's coming. And then another thing is that these are going to go also to your Apple Podcasts, which is something that we need to do at some point in here, when you need to sign in with your podcast Apple ID. So we'll do that.
That's easy. I think I know that one.
Right. Like, you don't have your laptop. Yeah.
I do have my laptop.
Okay, cool. We'll do that like at some point.
Good luck remembering the
Remember. And then the other thing, good luck. Yes. And then the other thing that we need to do really quick as well, and these are things that we all want, obviously, to have a consistency, right? It's like your Google business profile is pointing to an old website, so we need to do that as well, right?
Yeah.
Right. So it's pointing to this one. We need to update this one, basically. This is the old website. We're going to keep a copy, right? But the main website should go here, so everything is just one thing, because it's usually, that's what we're saying on the Google business profile. And the same thing, your reviews are going to start coming up, so that's important.
May I go down for a second?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Yep. You see how like the old, like the 2 years ago, they come out because that's how it works. Then your website comes in. This is the website that we need to update, obviously. You see there's like your workout videos are going to start coming out. This is great. Okay. That's important. What are your thoughts on that? What are you thinking? You love everything?
No, this is awesome. What I'm thinking is, because this is what I do. Okay, what content do I have to make now?
What content? Yeah. That's the most important thing.
Well,
so
that's like, because I was telling you, like, I am really good at being the creator, being the practitioner.
Great creator, yep.
Being the speaker. It's all this other stuff on the outside. It's like when you just want to do, it's like, we're not good at everything.
Correct. Yeah,
and I know what I'm good at, and I know what I'm like absolutely not good at, and like how do I grow what I'm good at? And it's this. Yes. I'm not doing this. I'm not doing this.
Yeah. So the point of this, all these things that I'm doing, is to help you just do this content.
Yeah.
But it doesn't mean that you can do anything you want. This is just a suggestion, right?
I know.
It's just a suggestion. Like, for example, right now, this report is the one that you're going to get, right? And what I want you to think is these 3 things in the top.
Right. So like
running
and training.
Right.
That I already have a post I know I'm going to do.
Yes.
Running and training. We'll figure that out. Nobody talks about how hard to keep to when you're in the seasonal light. Okay.
These are examples.
Yeah.
So you're always going to give you an example to where to start.
Right.
Right. But then you can just say, so another idea is, like, for example, we were going to do a photo shoot about running.
Yeah.
So that's an example also that could work in here.
Right.
Another thing that I forgot to mention is this report hasn't really analyzed your carousel posts that do well as well. So I'm going to add that. So now it's going to be reels and carousels. Right. And it's going to tell you these carousels do more of this one.
Right.
So that's another one.
Sometimes carousel.
They take a lot of work. And if you don't like them?
It's not that. No, they're actually not hard for me to do.
Okay, cool. Because I think they're cool.
It's more, so it depends what's going to hit that week.
Okay. That's totally fine.
Like sometimes it's like what is going to hit on Instagram. I know if I do a silly little dance or if I'm like a little controversial, I know it's it has a better chance of doing well. I don't know if it's actually going to do well. I posted that, didn't know if it was going to do well. Posted that, didn't know. Everything I post, anything you see here, I didn't know it was going to do well. I just did it. Right. But that's all my posts. I have posts up there. I'm like, I don't know if it's going to do well, and it didn't do well. Right. What's the rhyme or reason?
Right. And now you know, right? So I was just telling you, okay, let's do a little bit more of that. So when you come to this report, that's a good start. So just say, okay, I'm going to take that, and you're very good at creating content. So I know that it's going to work. Mm-hmm. With some other people, what I will do is I will take this idea and I will give them a script. But you don't need that. You just need the idea. You just need the idea. And then you're, oh, okay, I'll do this. But you need to keep in mind that it's body image and diet culture, eating disorders, recovery, and running and training. For some reason, it works correctly. Yeah. It was amazing. So that's very good on that. Let me see if we have something else going on. Somebody's calling. Caller. This is Synergy's owner, the gym in Long Beach. Okay, we have let me just close that. I'm going to send it to...
calls on the request line.
On the request line. I need to show you the tracker.
That's let's go.
The tracker. We have probably 10 minutes and that's it.
Okay.
We have 10 minutes. 10 minutes of your attention. That's it. We're talking about the tracker really quick, right? So, and then we have it on screen. What it is, obviously, you know this. It's not a cycle tracker.
Right. So it's not a cycle tracker. It's a tracker to help people not look at their menstrual cycle and their ADHD symptoms, since we know, I'm not going to get too far into it, Gabby.
Please don't.
Don't do it.
Don't do it, okay?
Is that women with ADHD experience heightened ADHD symptoms, especially during their luteal phase and throughout the menstrual cycle. And so I really wanted to put this cycle tracker together so women could have better insight on their ADHD symptoms and adjust their day-to-day, and maybe try to work on some nutrition, supplement, gut health, different modalities, maybe, workouts, what am I doing at work? How do I balance my social life? So when my ADHD symptoms are a little bit higher, you saw me, I had to we filmed a podcast and I was I was a disaster that day. But maybe I should have planned that another day. But I was I walked into it and I was a disaster. I was But to be better able to read our own bodies, because there is some disconnect of your body with ADHD since we're so hyper focused on other things. Just being able to sit down and internally look at what is going on in my body and my ADHD symptoms and my mood. How is my medication working around my cycle? So that's really the whole point of this.
That's amazing. That's amazing, right? Every cycle. So right now, this is just showing you what's what's going to happen. This is based on what you told me. We have a conversation.
Yeah.
You had a conversation with ChatGPT. It created a little artifact. What is called it's basically a little demo, right? Mm-hmm. And then I took that and based on everything that we have on you, this brand and DNA, we created this, right? And again, this is on beta. And then you see so that's what we're going to go, right? So it's basically what we're trying to do is take a check-in in 30 seconds.
Right.
That's the whole thing that we want. We wanted to make it so simple that people just have 30 seconds to just go and do what they have to do on the app. That's the goal, right? Mm-hmm. And then that's what we're asking, right? So did she take her protocol, her meds, took them late, right? That's one of the questions that we're asking. And then this is the next, before we go to that section, we're going to go really quick to the tracker right here.
Okay.
So this is how it looks, right?
It's beautiful.
Right. So this is your today.
Right.
It has already some data. So that's what it's showing, all these data, right? So we're testing it, right?
Right.
And then you see these things in here. Where are you starting?
It's 48 days late.
48
problem. It's a major problem.
It's a major problem, right? It's okay. Then this is where we go to log. So basically it's going to ask you, right?
Are you bleeding?
Right.
Spotting, is it light, medium, heavy?
Okay. Then your energy.
Energy level.
Your mood.
Mm-hmm.
Focus. Your body.
Right.
Your brain. And did you take everything today? If you're taking medication, supplements, and then you can add, this is all optional.
Yeah, tap that.
If you tap that, it's going to ask you about your training,
right?
Your sleep, and how did you eat,
right?
And any notes that you want to add.
I love her.
Right, and then you save that. So once you save everything, right, it's going to start logging, right?
Right.
And then this is where we see the patterns.
Right. This isn't real, but this is just an example.
Yeah, this is an example.
That you're going to be able to see during bleed, the follicular, it's ovulation, we'll change some of these names, and the luteal phase, right? Where do you have the most symptoms? And where are you most symptomatic and what symptoms flare up? Is there a pattern to it? And I think that's what a lot of people don't get from other apps is you don't get to see this where you see the pattern, right? You just kind of put things in and then you'll get feedback of oh, this is your pattern, try, and you can get up, okay, your late luteal phase is approaching. You're usually super forgetful. Here are 3 tips for you going into your luteal phase. Let's see if they work, right? That's where like we really want the app to come in and be able to give you more feedback, give you more like, okay, your period is starting today. You need to make sure that you're, eating X, Y, Z, and that like, look at your workload for the day. Like, what is your work week looking like? Your bleed is coming on Tuesday. You know that like you are extra tired the first 2 days. You're like, oh, you feel a little bit out of commission. First of all, we want to try to fix that. Second of all, like we want to look at the patterns. How can we make this better? Okay. Start taking iron supplements 3 days before. If you know that you're super, super tired, it could be, and you're a heavy bleeder. Oh, we see all these things. You bleed heavy and you're exhausted, right? We can see some patterns. Like, of course, we'd like more data and more data and more data. Like, we love like labs to be like those are all futuristic things that would be really cool that things can be integrated so we can see a whole health picture.
We're probably going to do that. Yeah. Eventually, yeah.
But like beta phase is like, let's just start to gather your information and help you see patterns of what's going on.
So then this is the section where like how, like for example, the training, right? So it will give you that data, the medication right now, and then it gives you an idea how many days had you log in and then what's happening. Obviously, the more days you use it, it's helpful, right?
Right.
And then this is that part. And then in the section U is basically, your settings.
Right.
Right. This is important because we added this because this is the part that we need to talk after in the deck is like basically the idea of like we're basically getting health data.
Right.
From clients. So so there has to be any client or any person who wants to share that with you.
Yeah.
Because you're going to give them the protocols, they had to literally turn this on. Right. So once this is legally saving you.
Right.
Or us from the app, like, oh, why are you collecting all this data?
Right.
So that's what is happening. And then the app is not collecting, that's what it's saying in here. Lock on your device with your password. Like I says, Gabby, right? We can see that data. So that gives anyone who's like, okay, they're not collecting my data. Privacy. That's very important. The app is not doing that.
Right. Only if you give us.
Yes. Yeah, but you
access.
can see, like I can see, like I actually made it that way that I can't see anything. Like the data. Yeah. I can't ask questions about, this person, the other person. I can't. It won't give me that. Right. So it's just a way that we're trying to set right. And then you can also export the settings. And again, you see, we go back to the
voice recording
reviews, right?
Yeah, this is gonna be really cool. And like, there's things in there that like I've already gotten feedback from of like, oh, this, that,
Correct.
but they're not like first level things.
Cool.
It's like someone was like, oh, I'd love to be able to have like, what are some things I can be doing? And it's like, we need to know your pattern before I can start to give you. Because if you're someone, you're like, oh, my luteal phase, I'm actually super focused, or like my energy's actually like fine, that's not a big deal, or like when I bleed, I actually feel during my bleed I'm actually fine, and someone else. So there's different things that we want to be able to give people, but you need to know, we need to see for you what's going on with you first.
Okay, those are great. And then we're getting more feedback as well. So that's one thing really quick, and then we're gonna go back in here. So this is what I was telling you, keeping her safe. It's like the idea that we can even read it. If you see this is kind of like what happens, all these, like we can see the data, right? The medical data is different, right? So it never expires. It's being like this, in it, and then we remove the risk. That's kind of like, this is more like there's no reset password.
Right.
So like the app, if you lose your password, you have to create a new key. These are just, my observations to make the app safe. The reason why we removed that is, but obviously we can change this, is like if we do have like, reset your password, then it means that I can have access to the data. That's the reason why it works with a key, right? And then let me go back to the section, the rest of your machine. Let me see. So this is important, right? So so what happens is the tracker is selling also your calls, consultations, and eventually, if you want to have your own supplements or own, like line of anything,
we'll get
there. So this is exactly what you were saying, right? And then the free guide, the 5 things, so we can send free guides.
Right.
The testimonials, are we getting the testimonials, right? So it's all connected to you. So it's even if the people start using it, anyone can become a client, right? And this is your key. And then this is our idea how much it's literally gonna take. Like build the app takes $0 pretty much.
Right. It's crazy.
It's crazy, right? So if you have 1,000 subscribers to the app, literally we're just literally taking 2 gigabytes of space from the server. So it's just crazy, right? So it's like it's gonna cost you like nothing right now, like pennies, maybe like $5.
That's insane,
right? So and then we go back to what's important in here. This is kind of like what we'll be thinking about, like pricing, right? Right. So you have an idea.
right?
So if you want a real product, and then let's say you can charge anything between a subscription that is $25 to $40, and if you have 1,000 people using it, that's crazy, right?
That's crazy.
That's crazy. And again, for an app, we don't need a ton of like, oh my God, I need 20,000 users, right? If you have 200 people using it,
yeah, that's good,
right? That's a good start. The most important thing in here, hold on, let me go here. That's kind of what I said. It fills everything else in your single day, right?
Right.
And then you have already set 700 people around and the subscribers. So these are emails that you have. So that's a way to get people interested, maybe. Then obviously you're gonna start promoting it, right? Let me see one more in here. And that's just an idea how much money you will be probably making. If you do 10 clients a month, it's $3,000
on the app.
just with 10 clients, right? Right, we'll give it, and then 25, 700, and if you charge 50, it's crazy. Right, it's crazy. Now, there's different implications with an app. Obviously, people use an app, then they, they don't subscribe and all those things. But that's another topic.
Yeah.
Retaining people in the app is different. It's a different game.
I know.
That's another strategy, right?
It's retaining people.
What you want in here with the app, in my opinion, is we want people to start logging. So it's like the more people go back to the app and they keep logging in, that's when it's a good metric for us. Oh, it's working.
Right. They need reminders.
Okay.
Like
what else do you think we need?
A reminder that like pops up and it's like, hey,
okay,
did you log your day today?
Okay, we're going to do that. Okay, what's another thing that you think that we can use in there so that people... Well, I need to get you to use the app.
No, I've tried using it on the website, but this is where you need to show me what I need to do.
Oh, okay, cool. Because this is kind of like... Right now, it's a web app, right?
I know.
Right, but eventually we can... It will
be an app.
We can put it on, obviously, in the Apple Store. So the goal is for you need to use it.
I know.
And then if we have 2 more people using it, that'll be amazing.
I know. Right. I have to send it. I have a bunch of people that I know will use it.
Right. So it's like we get, and then they give you feedback. But I feel like, again, you're an expert on this. Your feedback will be enough. If you tell me, Daniel, let's change this.
No, but I'd like other people's opinions too.
Yeah, okay.
They're going to be the people using it. A lot of time what happens with me is I'm the practitioner and I look at it from a practitioner's view.
A practitioner's view, okay, cool.
And I don't look at it from an everyday person's view who doesn't.
Just to give you an idea, things that we want to see in here, like for example, even feedback, even in the colors. Right? These are branded to you.
Right.
But even we want to see, like, again, because colors, they also help people kind of like, oh, I want to do that. We can change anything.
You keep talking.
You keep talking? Yeah, of course. No, but that's just part of what this. Okay? Let me just go back to the app. Really, I think we're almost done. Let me see then the subscription. This is just crazy. You can also, again, and this is something that I was that's showing you really quick as well. The subscription could be, for example, free, but after 2 cycles, then you have to pay. Just to give you an idea, right? These are different models, money models to monetize. Like for example, the app, right? For example, it can be free always, and then it could be at $12 a month, and then the $12 a month, it has like upgrades, like protocol tracking. You share it with you, the data, a report, and then all the trends.
You can input. You can input different things, like if you have labs or. At
some point, the people that are, for example, you using it, and then anybody else, we need that feedback. So I'll send a survey, and then for pricing, what are they okay, and then that will give us an idea. But at the end, it's your suggestion. We can sell anything, Then one more thing, let me see. And then obviously we have your whole program. So you see the app becomes also part of your whole program.
Yeah.
Right? The results are coming, right? Then what else? And then this is an idea how we launch, right? You see that I was telling you we need like 5 people, then you list. So that's an example.
Right.
But we can post it obviously on Instagram. You start saying that's the reason why I have you talk about also that. And then the whole goal is like, if we can keep people for 60 days tracking, oh my God, where you know way.
But with women, though, in their cycles, we need more than 60 days.
No, yes. But look, this
ideally, it's like 6 months, which is very hard.
But statistically, like for example, like apps that are like you're tracking something, people drop after 60 days.
Right.
So that's obviously we want them more, right? But then if we can keep them for 60 days, oh my goodness.
Yeah, but like I don't know. I've been tracking my period on my app for years.
Okay. So that's good to know.
But the thing about the app that I've been using that I don't like is I don't like the way that let me find it.
Okay.
Like the way I have to track my mood. It's just like it's annoying. Like I have to go log.
Okay.
And I have to go like this. I don't want to go like this. I want to.
So you don't want to do the sliders.
No,
so
slide. Can I tell you something so crazy?
Tell me.
You know what avoids me from actually tracking my mood? It's a slider. I want to be able to just click.
So this is better.
Oh yeah.
Okay, cool. Good to know.
My ass is not sliding things. Also, it's not giving me much. I need numbers.
You need numbers. Okay, cool.
And I need to just click. A slider, I know that sounds crazy to some of you, but I can't slide.
Okay, cool. I can't slide.
Like I need specific things. This one's just like mood. Okay. I need to specifically be like, I'm overwhelmed. I hate people and people hate me.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect. So you see like how was your ADHD first? Yep. So these are and it's good that you mentioned those things because what happens is I'm training Sofia to teach me about ADHD. Yeah. So the thing is, there's a new section called web design, app design, like the user interface for people with ADHD.
Right, because
it's
too much. You know what it is when there's too much.
Yes. Yeah.
Too many layers to it. Like for example, like I know this sounds so silly, but when I have to go, then I have to click into mind. I have to click into world. I have to click into journal. Like I need to go like this, down. I know that sounds silly that I have to click and then slide with my finger. It's too much.
Okay, cool.
I need very little. I need to see. Okay. It's like task paralysis when people with ADHD, when there's too many obstacles to doing it. My boobs hurt. Headache. It's like, okay, perfect. All my options are there. When I have to think about the options, you've lost me. When I have to do too many choices of like, I have to think too much. No, you just gave me all the answers, and that's what I need.
Okay, that's amazing. So
click.
We're going in that direction.
Click. Even with food, there's too many food options on a menu. I like a short menu. I went out to dinner the other night.
Right.
What are you gonna get? I get the same thing every time here. You know why? I don't have to think too much about it.
I
got it.
Like me too.
I know what I like. I get it. It's yummy. It's delicious. Anytime I come to this restaurant, I'm getting the same thing. Don't ask me to get something different.
All right, that's amazing. That's good. I'm like with that with options too. Like I get over one bite options.
I go to Redefine Meals. I can't. I can spend 15 minutes in there. Now I know there's 3 things right now that I like, and I get one of those 3 things, and I cannot look at anything else.
Correct. That's what I address the same thing to sometimes. Is there anything else that you want to leave the audience? This is your moment. Like if you want to get like a really quick reel that we're going to post on your Instagram.
What do you mean leave the audience with? Because I can go in many different directions.
So think like right now what we want to do is say we will record, because we're like on this podcast. I can use this clip that I can post maybe tomorrow or like Wednesday. We post on Monday, Wednesday, and Fridays for you on Instagram at 10 a.m. Yeah. Sofia does it. I like to say Sofia AI. Shout out to Sofia.
Shout out Sofia.
And then so if you wanna like do something for Wednesday so that I can have it, is there anything that you're thinking in your head? Or do you want me to give you like a direction?
Give me a prompt.
Give you a prompt?
Give me a direction.
Okay. Do you want to do something?
You're giving me too many options.
Like Ariana Grande?
Like that kind of vibe of like why we need to stop
Do you want to do something?
Women's bodies and things like that. You got time? No,
Oh, we got time. This one you can. So there's 2 things that we can do in here. Actually, you know what? let me just recap in here the whole podcast. Thank
Yeah.
you so much for listening. Daniel Rowe, your boy. Gabby, you want to say goodbye?
Gabby, be your girl.
Thank you, guys. Thank you. I actually think that instead, I want you to talk to the camera, actually.
Okay, what am I saying to the camera?
Like, do you want to do something like